Everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today's video is going to be the second part to the original video that I made on In Praise of Shadows, the hour-long video. I know these videos are super long, I apologize for that, but this one should be a lot shorter. Now, in this one, I'm going to be talking about the aftermath, and there is some parts that I skipped over, so before we get into it and before I show you the stream highlights, I just want to reiterate what kind of went down post In Praise of Shadows video. So, what essentially happened is In Praise of Shadows cut out that one segment, we all know that from the original video, and then he made kind of a semi-apology, not really an apology, on Twitter where he addressed everything in a long tweet, in a tweet thread that just made no fucking sense. He then deleted those. Well, he didn't delete it, but he privated his account. We don't know if he deleted it or not. I'm assuming he did. And he started apologizing on other things. He apologized on his community tab and his Patreon. In this one, I go over the Patreon, and the reason why I don't bring up any of the tweets from the other tweet thread is because I don't care to bring those up anymore. It's super hard to find him in the first place, and on top of that, it's useless. The guy moved on to a different form of apology, so I'm gonna go off of that apology instead of the older one. Then he went to his Discord, and his Discord got leaked where he was just plain and simple complaining. So it kind of just made the apologies, quote unquote apologies, look extremely bad. But I'm just gonna let you guys watch the stream highlight real quick. We'll kind of go over it after the stream highlight's done, and then that'll be the video for you guys today. Mr. Boogaloo Boy Hater made this statement here, and we're gonna read over this. And then we're going to go ahead and look at the Discord leaks about the video. Hey everybody, or this is from his Patreon, by the way. Hey everyone, sorry for not saying anything sooner. I wanted to take a few days to clear my head and genuinely listen to the conversation going on around this video before I addressed it. Flat out, I let my emotions get the best of me here. This wasn't my best work, and this wasn't my best self. This was made out of anger, and I should never lower myself to do that. And before I say anything, I should say sorry to you for engaging myself this way. I will not be taking on another project like this again. You know me as being a media analyst channel, and that is what I should be. I should promote love in horror through providing a positive example. I thought I was doing good here, and I thought I was doing good here, okay? And I think to an extent, I did do some good. Okay, already ruined. Whatever. But I could have gone about it differently. This was not perfect and needed more time in the oven. Pure and simple. And that was totally on me. The past few years have been a very dark time for me. The slow, gradual decline in the channel algorithm... Oh my goodness. Algorithmically following The Hills Have Eyes and built a genuine sadness that has followed me a lot. The realities of the situation meant that I had to make a new video every month or so, and under those circumstances, there would be times where I would not be satisfied with my work, but still had to publish a video because I'd broke it. Jesus, I can't read. Because I'd be broke if I didn't. And after my confrontation with Wendigoons fans late last year, calling me a faggot, so many times I built up such an anger at how I had been treated that I decided that I wanted to do a video about my personal situation mixed with the deep growing conservative nature within creating sections of horror. I thought this was a good idea. I thought it would promote a conversation that needed to be had. I thought, and do still think, that his level of social power is dangerous, but my video should have probably just focus on the sections related to The Hills Have Eyes, and I do see that now. On the sections related to Wendigoon's cultural appropriation, I think in particular I could have done better. I know that it is very tricky to talk about topics of gender, women, race, and history of these concepts as a white dude on the internet, and I always try to do my best there in my work and life. I dropped the ball here in some of my language and logic, and criticism of me at this point, it's 100% fair. I really hope that you can see that I thought that this was important to talk about and that I thought I was doing good, which is always my goal. I'm sorry to you again that I did not represent myself with the professionalism and standards that I normally hold myself to as a person, and that you deserve it as my audience. I will be around for you to ask me any questions or give me any feedback that you would like to provide. Thank you for understanding. There genuinely is not anything that I could say that could actually represent my real feelings of gratitude towards you all. Just really thank you for everything. Okay. And then let's see what this is. He put out a community post saying he's received harassment. So, okay, let's read this real quick. One last quick note. Hey everyone, I've already publicly addressed this on Twitter and Patreon, but thought I would do one community note before I left. I have decided it's best at the moment to take down the entire bad conservative horror video. It does not represent me and who I wish to be as a person or a creator. I admit that I messed up pretty badly in my delivery and made a lot of mistakes, and I really am sorry for that. If I could do it again, I obviously would have done everything differently. This kind of content is not my forte, and I have avoided it in the past because of that. After being harassed in December by Wendigoon fans and called slurs dozens of times, I was deeply upset over how I had been treated and my perception of him not calling off the attack. I acted out of hurt and acted in a way uncharacteristic of myself. Some people have described the video as being very raw, but with that comes an element of being underbaked. I didn't do the level of research I should and normally would have done. I messed up there, and I fully acknowledge that in every way, so I am taking it down. At the same time, I do not believe the harassment I have received these past few days has been called for based on what I have done. Any criticism of my work is fair, and I accept, welcome, and own that. We are all measured by our own words and actions, but I do think it is dangerous that these creators do not tweet about or acknowledge the obvious situation at play. I will be fine, and this is the last thing I'll say before I log off for a while. I want to reevaluate what I want my work to be, how I want to stand as a positive force within horror, and how to be the best self. I hope you will believe in me and my work again when I return. Again, for my mistake in this video, I am sorry. I'll be back again and stronger and better self, both for me and for you. But let's go ahead and listen to what Wendigoon has to say, because he said this on...
So with me now is...
Because he said it on the Brandon Buckingham channel. He had a little segment in Brandon Buckingham's channel here. So let's just go ahead and listen to this.
So with me now is the one and only Wendigoon, and I'd like to ask you directly, man, if you have a message, you know, responding to all this drama that has you at the forefront of it.
Yeah, so the first thing I want to say, well, really the only thing I want to say, which I mentioned in that YouTube comment, is please, please do not harass, be rude, unkind to anyone on my behalf or any behalf. That's not what I stand by. That's not what I stand for. It makes me sad to see people who claim to be my fans, people who support me, go down to their level, so to speak, right? Just attacking someone, being rude or whatever. I like to think I'm better than that, so please don't do that on my behalf. Now, I'm not going to tweet that or post that anywhere, because as of right now, the only people who are aware of this situation from my audience, as far as I know, are people who have maybe seen someone else's video or they've seen a tweet about it or whatever. If I broadcast that, if I'm like, hey, all you hundreds of thousands of people who have never heard of this story, don't attack this guy. People are going to be upset regardless of what I say, and he's going to get attacked way more than he is now. So that's the only reason I'm not announcing it or talking about it anywhere, because I don't want him to be attacked, but please don't attack him.
That's really cruel and evil and far right of you.
Yeah,
I will say.
Of course it is. You know, I'm actually doing like an 8D chess maneuver to make me sound superior. Yeah, that's what. But no, in all seriousness, this guy, he seems to hate me a lot, which is fine. Not everyone has to like me. I've kind of racked my brain the past couple days, like, have I ever said anything to this guy? Have I ever been...
I don't want to watch... I don't want to put on too much of this. I don't want to put on too much. But he kind of has a segment here on Brandon Buckingham's channel where he mostly just addresses it by saying simply that he doesn't want people to send hate to the guy. I don't think he really needs to address anything, because it's pretty obvious that everything that In Praise of Shadows has said so far is pretty pretty fake. Cruel far-right extremist Wendigoon violently lashes out against In Praise of Shadows with hateful, homophobic, racist, Nazi white supremacist, transphobic, boogaloo boy, Appalachian fascist, bootlicking bad conservative movies, Hills Have Eyes, gun YouTuber, Kevin Spacey tirade. Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and watch this real quick.
And then wiped it pretty quickly. But it gets even worse because we got some leaks from his Discord where he's asking and begging if he can come back from a fuck up this big. Here he says, real talk, do y'all think I can come back from this? Pretty sad tonight, to be fully honest. If I just start back with my normal kind of work, do you all think things will be fine in the long run? 2 hug emojis, reactions. Yeah, I knew this was going to get rough, but it's harder than I anticipated. The rest of the year is supposed to be a lot of fun. I've even canceled 2 videos in the schedule to replace them with more on-brand ideas. I just couldn't live with myself if I prevented my partner from having a good life because of my decisions. That's what has been on my mind the most here. I just hope that when I come back, things will be well received. I've decided to leave Twitter completely. A lot of YouTubers have, and I made the mistake of staying there when they took their exit. Now again, keep in mind, this guy didn't just make some slightly controversial thing where he just like gave basic criticism to Wendigoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that same thing. I just love this one. Real talk, do y'all think I can come back from this? Pretty sad tonight, to be fully honest. If I just start back with my normal kind of work, do y'all think things will be fine in the long run? Realistically, I think if he just kind of goes back to it after a couple months, this is gonna die down. He'll probably be fine for the most part. I don't really think it matters. I want to get to this one. Oh yeah, nobody in the video has actually refuted any of what I said, lol. They only point out small individual things that are wrong, but don't actually go so far as to say that what I said was right. Or that what I said wasn't right. What does this mean? Because, brother, in Praise of Shadows or whatever, your video just spread false info. Like, your video is filled to the brim with false information. You just kind of make up claims about the guy. You made a bunch of claims about Wendigoon. You made a bunch of claims about other people. And these Discord messages just kind of only show that you were only doing this. You're only doing the other shit for damage control. You're not really doing this for the purpose of actually, like, because you care or whatever. It's pretty fucking sad. Especially with this message right here, just pointing out that, like, you clearly still think that what you said in your video is right. Even if half the shit you said in your video was mostly just, like, conspiratorial. Like, a lot of it is just you making up fucking random conspiracies about Wendigoon and his friends. Like, as if he's some evildoer who's done terrible, horrible, horrible things to people. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's fucking mind-blowing. Oh, this is all from Kristen Ark. Maybe I can find it on Twitter, but I hope so. I always knew I would be hated by some, but I really didn't think this could be a career-ending move. This is where it kind of draws me into the conclusion where I kind of want to give my opinion real quick before I sign off of the stream. What I think this comes down to, because I don't think he's being serious. I don't think he actually cares. And sadly, a lot of people like Mutahar, I don't know. I don't want to defend the guy. I don't really want to. I think the guy's kind of a loser. I think he's kind of an asshole. I do think for the purpose of his own mental health and safety and stuff, he really does need to actually leave the internet. I think it's pretty clear the guy needs to get a job somewhere and actually, you know, if he's struggling so much, oh my goodness, Muta's fucking grip is insane. Yeah, this tweet, which I don't know how much I agree with it, where he just goes, with this recent situation regarding I think this is meant to be search, in search of shadows, given he's removed his video and offered apologies, I really do wish the best for him and his future endeavors. I do not want any harassment to this person and genuinely hope he rebounds. I've made my own mistakes in life. Everyone has, and I believe everyone has the capacity to bounce back and learn. I really hope he gets his mental health in order as he aims to and returns to YouTube with the aims of producing the content he aims to. I have no ill feelings and genuinely want to see this person succeed. Humans make mistakes. They can also learn from them too. The issue I have with this Muta is that I don't think the guy's learned. I don't think the guy has I don't think this guy has like learned a slight bit of his mistakes. I think this guy's like evil. I don't think he cares. I don't think in Praise of Shadows like actually is apologetic. He kind of just doubles down a little bit constantly, even in his apologies, like in his twit longer. I call it a twit longer, but it's not a twit longer. But like in his thread tweet about like how he didn't want to address anybody, especially Mutahar, still calling you a transphobe is crazy. I mean, to be fair, I agree with Muta that I'm not a person who believes everyone should, whenever someone makes a mistake or does something bad, they should be just completely canceled. I don't like cancel culture. I think it's bad. But this guy, like, a good thing that Nicholas Diorio said this. Nah, fuck him. More people should tear into the video. He gave a long-ass non-apology Twitter thread, put out a shitty community post, and deleted it. He's shitting in his Discord, crying right now, lol. And I guarantee he's learned nothing. All he's focused on is hiding, which I think is more true than anything. I think Nick has got a point here. I think Nick has got a point here. I think Nick is right, sadly. I don't think In Praise of Shadows is actually going to learn from his mistake. I think he's actually just evil. I think he's a bad guy. I think he's a goofball. I think he's I don't want to be that guy, but I think he's kind of a douchebag monster who is kind of one of those like mega political people who just want to tear down anybody that doesn't sit on their political fence. It's really annoying. So yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say about it. I kind of just gave a brief opinion. I can summarize it up again though, because it's an easy going over things type of thing. Oh wait, is there more? Just FYI, there is someone on here who is screenshotting conversations, leaking them out of the space. To prevent any of you from being harassed, we will all need to avoid talking about Wendigoon completely from here on the situation. What's done is done. What's said has been said, and we can all just move on and grow from this. Yikes. It's probably for the best not to continue talking about this. Honestly, kind of nervous about the screenshotting because I joined in text chat and typed quite a bit. I don't have any social media, so the idea of having any of what I said shared online is really upsetting. Not that I know any of what I typed was screenshotted. I'm genuinely very sorry about that. I never intended for that to happen. Okay. Yeah, this guy, yeah, there's more than I thought. In the YouTube comment, he said he was sorry that people said mean things to me, and he did say that to his credit, but I think he could have done more to stop this. Oh, no. I think a tweet earlier would have done a lot of good here. That's just my opinion on the matter, though. But this is all dying down, so I don't want to say much on it because I think all involved would like to move on. I'm not trying to add fuel to the fire at all, so please don't screenshot this and post it anywhere. I just get nervous because my Patreon post got leaked online and made the situation more intense for a bit. I just wanted to let folks know that Wendigoon did actually type out a response to the situation. He commented on the video, but that was within an hour or two of the video going up, so I don't think that should really fully count because there wasn't enough time to actually reflect on everything going on. Oh, okay. And no, he never reached out. There was a lot he got wrong. Even objectively, I would have been happy to clear up, even for a hit piece. For example, my parents were not rich. In the quote, he even reads, I say, my dad lost everything, and that was all before I was born. I never went hungry, but my father cut a lot of corners to make that happen. I don't mind people thinking I come from money, but it was just one of many assumptions made. I feel bad for him. The guy seems to have a lot of hate in his heart, and that can't be easy on the bones. I don't have any malice, and I meant what I said in my comment on the video. I hope no one harasses him on my behalf. If I make a tweet saying that, however, that'll just drive more eyes towards him, and I don't want that, as a lot of people are mad regardless of what I say. I wish him the best and hope he finds what he's looking for. I think this guy's actually delusional. I did see a funny comment under this that said roughly, if someone gets called slurs by your fans nonstop, then they do have the right to hate you. What's the first comment? You seem to have a lot of the hate in his heart is... So, like, I don't know if passive aggressive is the right word it feels. People outside of this circle seem to be seeing this as a bad response. Only time will tell you. It is a bad response, brother. You had some pretty icky responses so far. I don't want anybody to harass him either. I don't think the guy deserves to be, like, endlessly harassed, because it only proves, like, their points, I guess, if people just go to harass the guy. But the problem is that he is not wishing and offering apologies. This guy thinks he's still right. This guy does not care. He does not... He still probably thinks that all of you are, like, alt-right, like, freaks. Like, he still probably thinks this. He has not shown any reasoning for why he doesn't still think this. And I agree that creators make mistakes, but this guy doesn't seem to be, this guy does not seem to be learning from the mistakes. All right. I apologize for how quiet I sound. I don't sound enthusiastic in this stream at all. I also apologize for having these videos out so late. I know that the drama kind of already happened, so these videos are a little late. I apologize. I got a little busy in my life, so it's been hard to get videos out at a consistent basis. But with that being said, this drama, I think the best way to wrap it up is, I think in Praise of Shadows, kind of like what Nick Diorio said, he deserves to be bombarded. I don't think the guy is apologetic. I don't think guy cares. I don't think the guy simply gives a shit about anything. I really don't. All I see is a whiny little loser who still thinks he's right, but doesn't want to admit that because he knows if he does, it's gonna make him look bad. I think everything he's done so far is PR stunt shit made by himself, and I think he's a pathetic loser. Keep in mind, this is the same dude who admitted in his own video that he only made $500 in ad revenue and wouldn't take advertisers because, you know, it goes against his political standpoint. Like, that fucking matters. The guy acts like he cares about his partner and providing, but refuses to take money so he can provide for his partner and have a pretty decent life. I think that's pretty fucking ridiculous. And then instead of just pushing out good content and continuously pushing out good content so you can make more money, he just makes it about how Wendigoon is at fault because he's a disgrace to horror. I think the guy is a terrible person. I think he needs to get off the internet, and I think he needs to seek help and get a job. I don't think the YouTube space is a space for this guy at all. I hate people like this in the horror community, given the fact that I'm somebody who indulges in horror content and somebody who wants to make horror content. I think this guy is an actual fucking disgrace. He's a shitty fucking human being. The sheer fact that this guy could sit in his fucking Discord server surrounded by the people who love and care about him, people who think of him as some great person, right? And give him all the love and support that he wants and tells him that he's right and that, you know, oh, don't listen to these guys. You're right. You're right, Zach. You're right. It's depressing. He apologizes to everybody else on the outside, but on the inside, when he goes to his Discord server surrounded by people who love him, they'll just tell him what he wants to hear. He'll sit there and say that I feel like what I said was right, and they didn't even address it because there's nothing to fucking address. All right, IPOS, there is nothing to address. You made up random claims about people, claims that have no substantial proof, no substance, nothing. What are we supposed to fucking prove? What are they supposed to prove? How are they supposed to prove they're not a part of a fascist organization when they've never been a part of one? How are you supposed to prove that information? It's like, it's ridiculous, right? You're expecting them to be considered bad for being part of the Boogaloo Boys. You don't have proof to provide that he's been in it, and then they don't have proof to provide they weren't because they're not in it. It's kind of like the Dream situation where people said he's a groomer, but the people that accused Dream of being a groomer were people that Dream's never interacted with, so it's hard to prove that because how the fuck do I prove that I don't know this person when I've never interacted with this person? It's like one of those things. And on top of that, I think what else is just really funny before I end off this video is the fact that Shoeonhead actually made a video about this, and there's a segment in her video where she talks about the Boogaloo Boys. Keep in mind, in IPOS's video, he makes it out like the Boogaloo Boys are a fascist right-wing group that hate black people. And don't get me wrong, they're pretty bad. They're not a good group. I don't like them either, but she points it out in her own video that the Boogaloo Boys hate the police. These are the type of people that IPOS would support. Literally. This is baffling to me. That's it, guys. I'm done. I think IPOS is just fucking projecting at this point. I think a lot of it is projection. I think this guy is an actual degenerate. I think this guy's a fucking loser. Again, also pointing out that you think a bunch of people in an area are racist just because they're white and there's not a lot of them and they're in rural America makes them racist is actually ridiculous. IPOS, I'm sorry. I don't want to be a dick. I do think that hate towards you is unnecessary. If you were watching this video, please do not go out of your way to send hate to this guy. But as a guy who's making a video about you, fuck you, okay? Fuck you. I think you're a terrible person. I think going after guys in the community who are just well-known and just loved by many, again, Wendigoon is loved by many people and is just such a great content creator. I think you're such a fucking asshole. You couldn't just learn to get along with people, couldn't learn to accept other people for having different viewpoints and different political opinions. You had to just sit here and complain and get mad. Cool. You know, enjoy being fucking canceled, buddy. I don't fucking care. Anyways, guys, I don't want to keep on rambling, and I'll see you guys next time. And if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. And if you guys really, really, really love my channel and videos and want to show support to the channel, feel free to become a member. It starts at only $2 a month. I know, lower than most channels. And it comes with perks like special emotes for live streams, members only live streams, and just many more perks. But anyways, guys, I don't want to keep rambling on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.